ready to do this? Okay. Just checking to make sure I am bad bitch activated. I am. Keep this nearby just in case. Okay. Hello. Excuse all noise you hear. The window is open because I'm hot as fuck. Welcome to my last YouTube video of this fuck ass year.
I know that's right, bitch. I know that's right.
Let's hop right in. 2020, the things I've learned. It's a lot of self-reflection going on in this year because I have been spending a lot of time with myself because of the photosynthesis, the Panera, Panorama, the Pootie Tang, Pussy Pop, Pandemic, the pandemic. Seriously though. What I learned in 2020, I have a list of notes here, so I'm gonna read off what I wrote. There's no particular order. This is not from the biggest thing I learned to the least thing. It's just, these are the things that I thought of, and maybe I'll think of things as I'm speaking. First things first. Truth is I'm tired. Options are few. Okay, bitch. This has been one of them years where I really felt like I was getting my ass beat. And I know I'm not alone in that. I know that when y'all are watching this video, y'all will be able to relate to damn near everything I fucking say. Because this year we collectively dealt with the bullshit. Obviously we all have our own lives, and the way that this year affected us may be different, some worse than others. And I've kept that in mind in my list of complaints about this year. This is not about who had the worst year or who had the best year. Everybody's shit was fucked up this year, period, okay? Moving on. One of the things that I learned this year is that I really have to be right with myself. Like, I have to be good with myself in order for me to get moving and get active. If I'm not feeling great, nothing will happen. I can't tell you how many days I have spent sitting on the couch watching TV or scrolling on my phone just because I simply did not have the anything to do anything. Like, the inside of my body was not capable of doing anything. And it was rough because, bitch, I got bills to pay. I have, you know, status to maintain. And so I couldn't just fall off. I feel for the content creators because we were in a position to not only provide light and joy for other people, but we also had to do that shit for ourselves. And so creating a balance and a boundary that made you feel like you weren't giving all the time, and you know what I'm saying? It was, I'll speak for myself, that shit was tough as fuck. Like, I was getting messages like, Kennedy, please go live. I need you right now. Kennedy, can you please, you know, blah, blah, blah. And I understand that. I receive that, and I also appreciate that because it reminds me of my purpose. So there were moments where I was feeling really low, and those messages reminded me, hey, people need you. You provide this for them. But in that same breath, bitch, there were moments where I'm like, I can't do it. I can't do it. And it was hard. It was hard. It was tough. And so I had to learn how to create balance for myself. I had to learn how to create a balance that made sense so then I could actually show up for other people. And I will take that with me for the rest of my life because I realized that if I am not good, I cannot do that. I cannot live in my purpose if I am not good. So there's that. Next thing I've got, health is fucking important. Seems simple enough. I'm definitely what I would consider a health conscious person. I don't just eat any old thing. I make sure that I'm drinking my water. I'm very cognizant of what's bad and what's not. And so I would consider myself a health conscious person. I go out of my way to look for supplements and things that I can use to make myself feel better. I buy foods that are nutritional. I do the whole thing. I shop at a co-op. Like, I do all the things that a health conscious person does. But this COVID shit, bitch, slapped me right upside the face. It didn't matter how health conscious you were, that shit rocked me, okay? Because it's like, wait a minute, there are healthy people who are also getting sick. And more importantly, it really don't matter if you're healthy. This is a virus that everybody's getting. You know, at the beginning of the pandemic, everybody was loading up on their sea moss, honey, on their turmeric, Everybody was out here trying to get their body right. Folks was really trying to build their immune system up, and it's really important. That's one positive of all this, is that, you know, I feel like we're all a little bit more health conscious and a little bit more aware about where we stand in our own health and how we can be affected if something like a pandemic happens. Are we prepared for that? Are we ready to take care of ourselves? And so, yeah, this year really put a magnifying glass on the way that I take care of my body. And I'll be honest, bitch, ain't much changed. I don't know if you was thinking I was gonna tell you I got a whole new routine, but I don't. I am still doing what I've been doing. We drinking water when we can, okay? We making sure we put in a piece of kale or two. I'm getting in my nutrition, girl. I got some herbal supplements, bitch. I'm doing what needs to be done. That's it, okay? Another thing that just made me think about supporting Black businesses, because the supplements I take are from a Black business. This year really reminded me that if I want something, somebody Black probably has created it. I don't have to go to, you know, the basic places that I normally shop for things, because there are Black people out here making it. And this year I was really on my shop with Black people shit. You know what I'm saying? We shopping with Black owned businesses. And you know, if it ain't a Black owned business, it's a person of color owned business. Just period. People who ain't white. No shade, but we are trying to support those who don't normally get the support, who aren't put on platforms simply because of their race. So I love that about the culture. I feel like Black people have been really intentional about shopping with Black businesses. We've learned so much. I know of so many Black businesses that I didn't know of before. They were really, you know, highlighted this year due to all the fuck shit that happened in May, June, July, and August when we were protesting. So this year, speaking of protests, reminded me that this country is ass fucking backwards. And that I don't know if I want to live here forever. That's one thing I learned, bitch. I don't know if I'm gonna stay in the US of A, because I can't take it no more. I am motherfucking tired of the energy of this country. I want to be someplace where I feel like I am whole, welcomed, and I'm really getting poured into in a way that makes me feel like my ancestors are a part of it. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I feel like it's so dark and dusty up in here because it's so much evil going on that, you know, I want out. And I am going to provide that for myself when the time is right. I definitely see myself living in a different country for a little while because I can. And I want you all to know that you can, okay? This year, I had to figure out if I liked me. I was hanging out with myself so much. It would be days where I would just have an attitude. I couldn't tell you why. I had an attitude. It was just some stank up on me. Now, understandably so, it's a lot fucking going on. So I was never beating myself up about it, but it was just constant, right? And so I had to one day look at myself like, well, Ken, you know, it's only you in the house. Could it possibly be you that's disrupting the flow? Do you enjoy hanging out with yourself? You know, in my brain, I think that I like my own company. But I think that's because I've always had the option to leave this bitch and go and, you know, seek company elsewhere. This year, I was forced to stay in and hang with myself. And so when I would have those moments of just being so agitated and annoyed, I was like, all right, well, bitch, how the fuck are you spending your time? What are you doing with yourself? Are you doing things that you would do if you were with other people? How are you being a good friend to yourself? And what I realized was, I wasn't being a friend to myself at all. I was actually being self-deprecating. I was being dismissive. I was procrastinating. I was just not being good to myself. And again, understandably so, because a lot was fucking going on. So I'm not holding it against me, but it's just something to be aware of. Because in order for me to be able to attract all the things that I want in my life, not even just with people, but with things, opportunities, you know, environments, I need to express that. I need to be that, you know? I need to live in that joy, in that happiness, even if I'm by myself. I can't just, it shouldn't be something that I turn on when I'm around other people. That should be who I am at all times. And for the most part, I am. But there were some low moments, y'all, where I was just like, well, come on now. You know what I mean? What we gonna do? You gotta pick it back up. So, you know, I found out that, yeah, I do like me, but it takes work. In the same way that your friendships take work, in the same way that relationships romantically, they take work. You know, you don't just get to walk in and it works. It takes work. Next thing I learned is that my time management sucks. I'm not gonna stay on this for too long because I don't wanna waste no time. Yeah, point blank period, I realized that I'm not that great of a boss to myself. I am so great with taking direction and supplying what's asked of me. But when it comes to me giving myself direction, bitch, please, okay? I laugh at myself. You telling me to do what, bitch? Hell no! No. It's laughable. But then it's not. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, now wait a minute, girl. You actually like should have done something today. And again, it's self-sabotage. I'm so good at taking direction from someone else, but when it's time for me to give myself direction, I don't take myself seriously and nothing gets done. And it's self-sabotaging and it's horrible. And I end up really feeling bad because I've done nothing. I've got no work. I've got nothing to show. You know, I'm letting my supporters down. I'm letting people who are looking forward to seeing my content down. And that didn't make me feel good at all. And so I'm like, you know, Kennedy, if you don't like feeling this way, you need to do something about it. You have to be more intentional with your work. And I'm talking about even up till now, till today. Like, this is something that I have to work on. I have not solved this. I am really not good with my time management. And more importantly, I'm not good with delegating tasks to myself and holding myself accountable. Even with the whole accountability, even with the whole accountability partner, it's still kind of like, okay, girl, yeah, thank you for your call. I'm gonna get on it. Thank you for checking up on me, bitch. Click. Turn on Netflix, The Office for the 15th time. Something has not clicked in my brain where I'm like, Ken, you're fucking your shit up. You ain't hurt nobody else but you. I'm learn one of these days. I'm a motherfucking learn one of these motherfucking days, okay? Moving on, I realized this year that I need help. I can't do what the fuck I'm trying to do on my own. At one point, I did have someone helping me with my social media. I was paying her to post and create content for me. And essentially, I think what I'm looking for is someone who has some initiative. Like, not saying that she didn't, but there's an energy of just like someone who's really trying to do this. I need to be the priority of their work. And I understand that that's a lot to ask for, but that's what I'm looking for. I need someone who is literally investing in me and in their position working with me. We're not talking about working for free, bitch. You getting paid. It's just a matter of you getting paid for work that is actually of value to me and what it is that I'm trying to do. So I have other things that I am working on and that I am trying to get together for next year. And I truly do need a team. I need help. And I'm not great with asking for help. That was something that I was reminded of this year. I don't like asking people for shit. I don't like that feeling of asking someone for something and then it not being what I asked for and then feeling like I gotta do it anyway. Now I'm disappointed. I try to avoid all that shit, and so by avoiding it, I avoid the work and nothing gets done. Again, self-sabotage. A whole bunch of bullshit. Shit that I need to get over and just get it together. So yeah, I realized that I need help. I can't do the one-woman shit because the type of work that I do, this, filming myself, being present online, being a personality, it is draining sometimes. And I can't, after I do all that, turn around and then go and do the work that I have to do after this. This is why I despise editing, because I do all this talking and then I have to sit back and go and edit it. I'm tired of hearing myself talk. I don't want to look at another motherfucking video or picture of myself. I'm over it. And it's as simple as, Kennedy, go and find yourself an editor. What y'all don't know is that at one point I got up on this video to go and close the door. Whole coochie was out. I was walking coochie first back into this camera. I can't send that to an editor. So I would still have to edit myself in some capacity. It's not as easy as it seems. It's easier said than done. So if you have suggestions, save them. Switching gears, I'm a pretty optimistic person. And I know, judging from that last situation, that last sentence I just said, you probably don't agree. But honestly, I truly am. Whenever I have something negative to say, I always find the light in it. I always find the, what's the thing? I find the, what's it called? The flower in the field? No. I always find the sun in the sky? No. I always find the, you know what I'm trying to say. I always find the good of it, okay? Let me get a sip of water. I do a pretty good job of being optimistic, and this year, oh my God, optimism was really a treasure, because this was one of them years where if you take yourself down that hole, that dark hole, if you don't know how to create light for yourself, you would just go further and further and further down that, you know, dark tunnel. And I was able to pick myself up every time with the help of my friends, of course, and also my internet cousins, y'all, my supporters. Like, I was able to pick myself up and remind myself that there's another side to this. We will get past this. And I am so grateful for that. I was reminded of my faith this year and the hope that lives in my heart. There were a lot of moments where I'm just like, what's the point of all of this? What is the point of life? Not to the point of where I felt like I didn't want to be on earth anymore, but just what was the point of doing the work that I was doing? What was the point of, you know, specifically like posting pictures on Instagram or going live? Who gives a fuck about this shit, you know? And it really made me question the work that I was doing, because I'm like, is this really of value in a time like this? And so it made me more aware of my wanting to make content that's valuable, that you can use in life. I want to be the girl that you can come to for advice. I want to be a resource. And so that is really important to me. I don't want to just be a goof troop my whole life. You know, I realize that I have absolutely created that, you know, comfort for people. I am a resource. I am a woman who, you know, you go to for advice or for insight. I understand that, and I recognize that in myself, and I appreciate that about myself, that I've been able to establish myself as that figure for people. And so I want to maintain that by supplying consistent content that is of value. And so that's one of the things that I learned. I don't want to be out here just talking about nothing. It needs to be of something. I realized this year that I have integrity. There were a lot of moments where, you know, opportunities were presented, and I realized, like, I am not motivated by money. It's not about money for me. It is about connection. It's about relationships. It's about genuine, authentic connection and relatability, honest conversations. And I didn't want to be a part of anything that was not that. And so when I was offered opportunities where there was money on the table, okay, it was there, I was looking right at it, I respectfully bowed out, because the work that was being asked of me would not feed me. And due to my recent experience working, you know, in a corporate space, I realized how important it was that I was working with people who understood how important it was to me to create content for Black people. I will not be used, okay, as your Black person that you have on your whatever the fuck. I'm not gonna be that girl. If you are not asking me to be a part of your, you know, whatever the fuck it is, because you recognize that I have influence and I have a voice that Black women listen to, if that's not what you correlate what I do to the work that you're asking me to do, then it's not gonna be done, because you got me fucked up. And more importantly, you got all of us fucked up. So we ain't going for none of that bullshit. If it don't make sense, and if it is not literally for the betterment of Black people, where we are either providing information that is of benefit to Black people, or we are talking about Black culture in a way that is uplifting and informative, I don't want to fucking do it. You will not make a mockery of myself or people who look like me, period. And so integrity was so important to me this year. Maintaining my sense of value and honoring that in every move that I made. Money is not the motivation. Money is not the motherfucking motivation. My peace of mind is the motivation. I realized that my peace of mind is of the highest value. There is no dollar amount that is going to top how I value my peace of mind. Do you understand what I'm saying? I know you do. This year, I realized I am influential. I am truly that girl. You understand what I'm saying? I'm her. It's me, that bitch, okay? I am the girl. Kennedy. You think you know yourself until you get down, down, down on the low of it. And then I was like, looking at myself like, am I that girl? And bitch, I realized I'm that girl. I am that girl. I realized that I can tell in the way that I walk, in the way that I talk. I can tell in the way that other folks is walking and talking. That I have influenced them, okay? I have influenced others. She feel me? I have influenced others to show their personality online, to be more of themselves. They don't always read off that way. Sometimes I feel like they ain't really trying to be themselves. They're trying to be whatever they think people want to see. But whatever, it's a start. In my standing on that, in my you know, being about that action, I realized that, you know, I have to correlate that because of my work to the value of my content and making sure that I am not getting undercut when it comes to the money. Y'all ain't gonna be paying me nickels and dimes and shit. I don't give a fuck if she got 100,000 followers, 100,000 plus followers. She don't got the kind of engagement I got. She don't got the kind of influence I got. He don't got the kind of reach I got. You know what I'm saying? It's about valuing what I'm bringing to the table. At the end of the day, I had to stand 10 toes down and be confident in the fact of it all. The fact of it all is, I'm that bitch, don't play with me, pay me. I'm that bitch, don't play with me, pay me. That's how we pulling up, period. From here on out, we are not taking anything less than what the fuck we want. You heard me? So, do with that with what you want. This year, I realized that I require pouring into. I do a lot of pouring into people, and I realized that my cup was low. And I was trying to pour into people, and I just didn't have it. And it was because I wasn't asking for it. I didn't require it. Because I don't think I needed it before. This year, I needed it. I needed someone to make me laugh. I needed somebody to call and check up on me. I needed that energy. And I didn't always get it, and sometimes it really fucked with me. This year was a tough one because I was by myself. Being alone, being single, being, you know, stuck in the house day after day, it's hard. And you know, I had to tell people, like, I need you to call me. I need you to check on me. I'm having some low moments up in this bitch. And I was sad because of what was going on in the world. We're hearing about people dying because of this virus, dying because of police brutality. We're just seeing so much violence and anger, and it was affecting me spiritually. And I had a very low point, and I needed to be poured into. And what I learned this year was that I don't need to be afraid to ask for that. I don't need to feel bad for asking for that. You know, that's a normal thing. We need it. We need love. And so, yeah, I need to play my lottery numbers, because one thing about me, I feel like I'm gonna win a lotto. Mega Millions lotto. Being so low and being so in tune with my emotions this year, I realized I need fucking therapy. This is not a new thought. This is not something that I just didn't know. It was just very clear how intense it was, and that a lot of what I was going through was deeply rooted in trauma that I've experienced as a child and, you know, with my family. And the thing about that is, I'm not going to get the relief and the healing that I need from them. I have to seek it on my own. And so that was a big thing. You know, I'm gonna have to seek help on my own. As much as I want, you know, other people to be involved and I want them to take initiative to be a part of this, at the end of the day, I am all I have. And it is my responsibility to seek healing for myself. And how other people heal is on them. But in order for me to live the life that I want, I'm gonna have to heal. I can't expect anything in my life to change if I'm not going to take care of myself. So Therapy is going to be something that I do for myself next year. I'm going to take my time and find myself a therapist that makes sense for me. I'm not one of them people who's like, oh, she gotta be black, it has to be a woman. I'm just looking for a therapist that makes sense for me. I will be doing that next year. We all need therapy. You shouldn't feel a type of way about seeking that out. I learned this year that I really feel best in the sun. I need the fucking sun. I love sunlight. If you follow my Instagram, then you know that sometimes I let my coochie get a little sun. I do the spread eagle in front of the window and let this coochie get a little tan. Now she's not getting tan for real, she's just getting a little sunbeat. A little sunbeat ain't never hurt nobody. A little beat ain't never hurt nobody. Yeah, I need the sun. My body responds best in the sun, and this is like just a scientific fact. We are of the earth. We are literally particles and chromosomes and all the things that a plant has, and we respond best, our body responds best when we are getting regular sunlight. You need vitamin D, period. And black women actually have a vitamin D deficiency. Like, it's a thing. I remember the last time I went and got a physical, he told me that I was low in vitamin D, and I was so shocked because it's just, I've never been low in anything. So I was just like, what? So I started taking vitamin D supplements, and I haven't been to a physical since then, so I don't know how I'm doing, but I think I'm feeling okay. I just know that when I'm in the sun, I feel 10 times better. So like, trying to do more outdoor activities and being more intentional about going out and getting sun is important. When you live in New York, it's tough to get sun, because when it's the winter time, the sun ain't really out like that, and also when it's cold, you ain't out like that. It's a lot of buildings, it's a lot of shadows. This is not the place where you go to get your sun. So when it's safe to travel again, I'm going to keep my black ass in the motherfucking sun, because I like that shit. Other things that I learned, I'm ready to move out of this motherfucking apartment. Another thing, I don't owe anyone anything. Okay, I realized this year that my job is really important. This what I'm doing here, it is really important, and I need to get paid for it. There is no more free around here. I ain't doing no more free. This year we realized that life can go on without us actually showing up to a place and having to get work done. We can do everything digitally. I see the value, and I see what I've got that's different from other people. I'm going to stand in that confidence from here on out with my chest poked out, because guess what, bitch? I'm that bitch. So when I am offered opportunities, ain't gonna be no more, this is for exposure. I don't need the exposure. If you wanna put me on your platform, do that. But please understand that you asked me to be a part of this because it is me. And you know what I provide to a situation. When it comes to this digital, virtual shit, I know what the fuck I'm doing, and I know how to show up when the camera's on. So I realized that I'm that girl, and folks need to respect that. Another thing that I learned this year, and this is the last thing that I got, is that yes, I want a relationship, but what I want more is happiness. So instead of focusing so much of my time on where my man is, where is he, what will he look like, what will he be like, when will I find him, I've been focusing more on how can I create this happy life that I want for myself right here, right now. It doesn't have to be some future shit. It can be right here, right now. And I understand, because this is how my God works, that when I focus on creating the best for myself right now, everything that I want will come to me. I don't have to go searching for it. God got me set up right, period. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I've enjoyed making it for you. We have had a tough year together, and I am so thankful for all of you for sticking around and supporting me and being a part of this community. We are a family, and I'm excited to move forward next year and continue this journey of growth, love, happiness, and joy, baby. I will see y'all in the next year. Be blessed, be kind, be well. Love you. Boink. Bye.